And we are live. I am here, Randy Schrum, with my co-host here, Bart Ratliff, John Lavinia, and Mr. Pete Pena. So want to welcome you to this live hangout. And let me tell you, we are excited. We are excited that you're here with us. And over the next 27 minutes, 28 minutes, we're going to be sharing with you some information of a company that we took a look at here just a little over, actually some of the guys that are on this hangout just 2 weeks ago. Now, I knew about this company 14 months ago, and I'm going to share a little bit about my story. So the way we're going to do this hangout is I'll introduce everybody and let them come out and tell you a little bit about themselves, and then we'll get right into a really quick story, and it's pretty interesting, some things that I'm going to share with you. And then we're going to share with you a little bit more about the company and what we're working with, and then we'll wrap this up and we'll give you an opportunity to work with us. So with that being said, I want to bring out, first of all, I'll bring out Mr. John Lavinia, have him come out here and say hi.
Well, Randy, I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Can you see me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
Good stuff. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be showing our guests here tonight. I'm always excited to expose new people to the possibilities of what's possible when you've got a great combination of product, company, opportunity. Probably, in my assessment, the most important piece of all that is the people that we're working with, just top quality people. And I've learned that through my decades of experience here in the home business world. And so, Randy, I'm excited to be here with everybody, and let's get going.
Yep, and thank you, John. And just in case you guys didn't know, John is just a great guy. He's a best-selling author, has spoken all over the world, and really helped a lot of people change their lives and even change their financial future. But he also likes to climb mountains and can run up sand dunes a lot quicker than I can. We were in the Arabian desert like a year ago together. That's actually where me and John met, and he took right up this hill, I mean, just so fast. And I consider myself to be in pretty good shape, but he flew right up it. So now the next person I want to introduce is Bart Ratliff. Bart, come on out and say hi.
Hey, everybody. What's going on, Randy? Great to be here tonight.
Well, welcome, Bart. And I've known Bart for how many years now?
Gosh, I guess it's been a little over 4 years, Randy, even though we used to run around the same town. We met about 4 years ago in our previous business, and basically we've been working arm in arm ever since, so we've been having a great time for a long time.
Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it's just been a short 4 years or a very long 4 years. So,
I think the correct words is an amazing 4 years, Randy.
Yes, an amazing 4 years. And I also want to bring out my good friend Pete Pena. I've known Pete now, it's almost going to be 14 months in just a few days. So, Pete, come on out and say hi and share a little bit about yourself.
Hey, Randy, thanks for allowing me to be on this webinar, and I'm excited about the message that you're going to deliver today, and just a little bit about myself. Former school teacher, assistant principal, and I've been involved with this wonderful company for the past 8 years, and it's changed my life, and we've been able to change a lot of people's lives. So I'm excited to be here to share my story and help other people understand how powerful this company is.
Great. Well, I'm excited to have you here, Pete, and you'll be hearing from all of these guys a little bit later. But I want to get started and really dive in, and so you're here, and a little bit about myself. I've been working from home and actually started working online in 1999. I took this course on how to market online, and that was probably some of the best money I ever spent. And so started learning how to market online, and also started investing in real estate. In fact, a little bit later, I'm going to show you a picture of when I was in a studio set and I was selling real estate. But we're not here about real estate tonight. But I want to show you that picture. There's a great story behind it. But so I've been marketing online and offline since 1999, and been very fortunate to see success. And a lot of that is not because of myself. It's because I've entrusted myself into systems, and I've done the research, and I've looked for the people that are smarter than me, and I've surrounded myself with those type of people. And so, in this world, when you're trying to generate leads online, maybe for a business, that's important. And so at the end of the day, while I've generated a lot of success, and you'll learn more about that later, I'm a systems guy, and that's very important. And John's a systems guy, and at the end of the day, if you would ask Pete, what is the biggest contributor to your success besides taking action and just applying yourself every day? It's systems and having a plan in place. So I cannot stress that enough. And so here's a thought that I want to start off with. And my good friend shared this with me actually just about 30 minutes ago, and it was so good that I want to share it with you now. So if you're ready, you might want to write this down. It's pretty good. He said, you know what, if you want to get a paycheck, go sell something. But if you really want to change your life, pay attention to trends. And right now, we're going to be talking about something where there's no bigger trend than health and fitness. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. And we're going to kind of pull back the curtain and just really cover all of that. So that being said, this whole journey and why we're all here tonight is because of being asked by Bart to come out to Las Vegas and meet with Pete. And me and Pete got to meeting together, and they introduced me to this company, and I really started looking at the company, taking it serious. And I said, you know what, I bet we could do something here. And we met together, and he actually convinced me to go and fly out and meet with the CEO. What city is that? Santa Monica, is that right, Pete? And we went there, and we also met. Who all did we meet with, Pete?
Yeah, we met with the person who's in charge of the network, Mr.
Yep.
Michael Neiman, and then also the owner, Carl Deichler,
and that was great. Now I want to share something about that first of all before we really dive into the company and just everything else. Is especially in this industry, because if you know a little bit about me or John or Bart, you know we've been in this industry of working from home for a very, very long time. And you know, this industry is interesting because leadership goes both ways. And one of the things that really stood out to me about Carl and about this company, I was actually at their annual conference in July, and they said something that really stuck with me. They said everyone matters, and that really stuck with me because they don't just count people as numbers. And in leadership, it's really important when you consider that because you know, it's one thing to be in charge, but it's another thing, especially in this industry, to take care of those in your charge. It's one thing to make a lot of money in 1 month while everybody else isn't that's working with you in an organization. It's another thing to work with them and coach them along month after month and helping and working together to build a business, because you're going to see the long-term results there. And so there's a difference in leadership, and what I can tell you after meeting with these guys is that the leadership level is high caliber. And not only that, they typically spend more money in advertising than most companies in this industry make in a year. You know, they're investing anywhere from, on average, it's around, from what I've read, around 120 to 150 million just on infomercials. And they're a $1 billion company. And so, and now if I know Pete kind of alluded to who they are, but here's the thing. I've done the due diligence, and a lot of the community that's out there that trusts me and John, we've done the due diligence, and you know, it's a $1 billion company, 17-year-old company, and it's not just that, it's a household name. And here's what I mean by that. So this company, first of all, with these infomercials, generates tens of thousands of customers every single week on TV, and you didn't even know who this company was. But if I start naming them off, and which I'm going to do right now, infomercials like P90X, T25, Insanity, Shaun T, Shailene Johnson, Autumn Calabrese, Body Beast, right? All of these workouts, and PIO, and the new program, Size. These are all in our face all the time, right? That is the company Beachbody. Now, when we've all heard that company Beachbody, it's like we think of a Beachbody, but look at me, I'm not a Beachbody. Now, I've had a dramatic weight loss. I've had over 105 pounds that I've dropped dramatically. But the point here is that this company is right before our eyes, and if you want to talk about a trend, there's no bigger trend right now in the U.S. markets, in the Canadian markets, than health and fitness. But before I dive deeper, I want to ask my co-host here if they want to jump in and share some thoughts, because I'm getting excited, And when I get excited, I tend to just start spinning and just talk, and I'll talk the whole night. So.
Yeah, Randy, I'll be happy to jump out and just say a few words. When I look at a business, and I look at the viability of a business, I look at what is, like you just mentioned, trends. What is something that is easily accepted in the marketplace? Now, I've been very active and made millions in the high-ticket, direct sales, information products. Of course, I'm an author, as you mentioned before, doing seminars around the world, things like this. That's for more of a niche market. That's a more specific, maybe half of 1% of the population would ever be interested in such an offer, or be willing to part with, let's say, thousands of dollars to attend a conference or something like that. But when I look at long-term sustainable income and things that are accessible for the everyman, right, for the everywoman, something that is accessible for anyone to get on a very easy gradient, a very easy on-ramp to get in and start certainly earning money with a business, but also doing something that makes a difference, something that matters to themselves and to the people that are buying from them. That's a formula for some long-term success. Okay, so when I looked at this, I weighed it against several other things that we have business projects going on. We own various companies, and I saw the immense potential looking back at what's already happened in the first 17 years, without my participation. I had nothing to do with that. But where could this go into the future, right, when more and more people learn about it? And that is the essence of marketing, is bringing a good idea to the public and engaging them in that. You mentioned the U.S. and Canada. My goodness, the opportunity is enormous, right? If we talk about like the Center for Disease Prevention and all this, the statistics on obesity and what have you. Fitness, which is something I've been passionate about, and I do believe has been a key to my financial success, right? Integrity in one area leaks over into another. I think that's huge. That's a huge thing for people who are right now looking to break through that barrier and reach high above mediocrity, whether we're talking about their physical health, their relationships, their general happiness, or of course in the area of finance, which is undeniably important. So I think we've got the total package here, Randy. I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to share a couple thoughts here. So I started picking up the phone, started talking to some of my closest friends after July, and I really actually asked some of my friends to come to St. Louis, come to a board meeting, and this, part of it, we're kind of joking just because I had them in the room, and I said, guys, I'm going to show you something. And I'd already convinced them to take a look at this business and get signed up, but they had not logged into their back offices. And I asked them, don't take a look at the back office, give it a week. And here's the thing. I learned about different systems and things that are available out there, and I've generated, and a lot of people have heard of this, a lot of success in just a few short weeks. And while I attribute a lot of that to systems, and some of the things that I've discovered and some of the ways that we are marketing, I also attribute that to the company. I attribute that to Beachbody, its products, and the fact that people want to get healthy. And it is also that people are coming to what I would call web pages, and they're saying, and this is part of the reason why in the last 2 weeks we've made waves. Okay, we have made significant waves. You've heard about us everywhere. But here's the point, is they're coming to a web page that says, I want to lose weight and make money. And here's what they're doing. They're giving us their first name, their last name, their email address, their phone number, and so like 10 fields altogether. And so here's the point of that. And these are systems that we're using that, these are systems that are right out there in the marketplace. But the question is what ones do you use, right? Because there's a dime a dozen. Well, you have to test. You have to go and try those out, and it's trial by error. We just happen to find one that's really, really good. And here's the thing. They're giving us all that information, and here's the question you have to ask yourself. If they're giving you that kind of information, what kind of results will you if they're that motivated to give you 10 fields of information or even 5, they're a pretty good person that's wanting to talk more about losing weight and making money. And that's part of what's going on, but again, it really is because the name brand is so strong. Because I've been talking to friends, picking up the phone, and the first thing I do is I start to talk to them, and I say, look, you may have heard that I've been doing this, And then I say the name Beachbody, and they're like, oh, yeah, I bought a product from them 4 years ago. Oh, yeah, I've done Insanity. I've done P90X. But nobody knows that they have this networking division. And so it's just been this, like, it's been hidden. It's been hidden from me. And Bart and Pete are guilty of hiding it from me. So here they are, right here, just.
Okay. Not exactly hiding it from you, Randy, because you know what happened, Randy. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine told me, because I was 325 pounds. I was going on 47, almost 48 years old. I lost my mom in 2005 because she was constantly up and down on her weight. I did the same thing for years and years. My dad was in bad shape. I reached out to a friend of mine. He's one of these guys. He looks like Tony Horton is basically what he looks like. And I said, Marty, man, I need some help. And he told me about this little drink right here, which is Shakeology. And I tell you, Marty, I said, look, I can go to Walmart and buy a jug for $20. He said, no, this is different. Then he told me about the story with Isabel creating this formula for Carl, the CEO, and I said, okay, Marty. I said, look, I trust you. I'll try it. I had a great transformation over the next 2 years. I had lost 85 pounds, but here's the deal: I was just a customer because I wasn't really. I've been a network marketer, successful. I've been very fortunate over the last 10 years. And the way I looked at it, Randy, I didn't want to compete against an infomercial company because it would be like doing a business where you could buy the stuff at a retail location. Until I met Pena, because I was interested in the DVDs, because I was working with other people in the health industry. And I told Pete, I said, I'm interested in becoming a coach because I have some people that could really use the fitness part of it, because that's how I transformed with Shakeology and doing the fitness program, similar to the P90X. I couldn't do it at the time, but I was getting to that point. And he said, Bart, so you realize we generate, thousands and thousands of customers every week? I said, yeah, only the more the reason why I don't want to do this business. He said, no, you don't understand. They reward the people that are doing the business with these customers because they want people to help these people, and they award these award these customers to people that are doing the business. And I said, I did not know that. I am in. I picked up the phone and I said, Randy, do you know they give away thousands of customers to? And I said, Randy, I said, look, we need to figure something out, because look, Randy, you're a systems guy. We've worked together for years. We know how to leverage systems, and I know you have tremendous resources. And that started a journey. You flew out a month later. I got you together with Pete, because I got Pete, man, he's such a great guy, an educator, and he believes in systems too. That's one thing I was taught 10 years ago. You have to have a system in place, and it has to be duplicatable. You have to plug people in where the normal person can do it, so they don't have to get in front of a room and talk to people. Nobody likes to sell. Nobody likes to be sold. Leverage tools, plug the people into the system, and teach them the right. That's it's so exciting.
I'm going to jump in and share something. It's one thing to know how to market. It's one thing, you can go generate an income anywhere. If you show me somebody who knows how to generate leads, and on demand, I can show you someone that knows how to generate an income for life. But this is more than that. Even though that's rare, this is more than that. This is about a company that, as far as when I started doing the research, I don't think they've changed the pay plan in several years, and they're stable. You don't hear anything about them in the networking world, but they're a $1 billion company. Now, is all of that from the networking side? No. But the point here is that they're stable. They take care of their people. They take care of their leaders. They take care of everyone. And it boils down to everyone matters. And that's why I'm willing to attach my name to it, because I know the people working with me are going to win. They're going to win if they apply themselves and they set goals and they take action. Now, is that a guarantee? No, it's not. It's just, the point is that there's more to this than just why. It's not just numbers to me. It's not just numbers to John. It's because the company is so strong. So I want to share something with you. I'm going to share a thought with you. I'm going to show you my screen. This is, you guys see my screen? Yep, this is me on my infomercial set back in 2002. You may have saw me on television, but I was severely overweight. I was actually about 90 pounds overweight right there in that picture. And here I am now currently with my beautiful family. That's my son Carter. My wife Michelle holding Elijah. My twins, they just turned 8 yesterday. We had a Mexican fiesta birthday party. There I am, and then there's my daughter Callie, and then my daughter Taylor is actually not there. She's actually in Peru. She teaches English in Peru. But my point here is that, yes, I've had a dramatic weight loss. I drink Shakeology. I've been drinking Shakeology probably now for 6 months, and it's awesome. I drink it every morning because it gives me great energy, and it is wife approved. And what I mean by that is my wife is an all-natural focused person, and so when you can get an all-natural focused person approve a shake, oh, man, that is a big deal in my house. And I know it's a big deal to John. So, but here's the thing I want to share with you, too, is I think that when it comes to helping people with fitness and actually achieving your fitness goals and health goals, I think it crosses over to business. And hear me on this. This is a big clue. I think that's why so many people in Beachbody in the business are successful. Here's what I mean. You know, when it comes to setting resolutions, setting goals, why do so many people fail at New Year's resolutions? Why do they fail at changing the way their health is or getting in shape? Well, they set big goals, right? Just stick with me for a second. But they set such big goals, there's no way they can achieve them from the point of where they are to where they want to be. So they set a monumental goal and they say, I want to lose 40 pounds. And they, first of all, they say the word lose instead of drop, because lose means at some point you're going to agree to gain it back. That's what you're agreeing with yourself to do, a little bit of coaching. But the point here is that they say, I want to lose 40 pounds in 4 weeks. And that's not realistic. You didn't get 40 pounds on in a short period of time. That was a compound effect that was going to McDonald's every day for 6 months. But it crosses over to business, and this is why so many Beachbody coaches are successful, because they start getting healthy, they start drinking the shake, and they start setting these mini goals. And in the morning, it's actually have something healthy in the morning. Then when they're productive doing that, they start telling themselves they're creating these successful wins, and they start writing down their business plans and goals, and they say, oh, I need to call Pete, I need to call Bart, I need to call so-and-so, oh, I need to do this online, I need to message this person on Facebook, because they're energized and they're starting to create these mini wins. And I think that's one of the things that has caused so many Beachbody coaches to be successful quietly. I think there's like 300,000 that have come on board and decided over the years to work with Beachbody, but guys, they're just in U.S. and Canada, okay? Sorry if you're outside of U.S. and Canada, you can't work with us right now. But we are working in U.S. and Canada. It's a massive market. But I want you to think about that is just the fact that, you know, when you decide to get healthy, you know, something that happens with that is you create more clarity, which means you're more productive, you have better relationships, you can focus more on your business, and I think you get a little bit sharper, you can think a little bit quicker when you're taking care of your body, which again is why a lot of Beachbody coaches are having so much success. So it kind of crosses over. And so I don't think that you can look at it. But now if you're looking at me, you'd say, well, Randy, you don't have necessarily Beachbody. And I would agree with that, okay? But I'm not obese like I used to be. I'm not 100 pounds overweight. But I want you to think about that. Look at these guys here, and myself included. We don't have to be a Beachbody to work this business. We just have to apply a plan, apply systems, and here's the great thing about building this business. It's a binary. It's one on the left and one on the right, and it starts and it grows and it begins to explode. And so there's no better time than to start building than now. If you've heard any of the noise, you've heard anything about the momentum that's taking place within this group, you know that significant momentum has taken place because we see this. We see the significant opportunity online. And I'm going to pause now and see if any of my partners want to come out on, or any of my co-hosts want to come out and say anything.
No, thanks, Randy. I'd like to share a little bit about, you know, what you're talking about, and I knew that, you know, you already had the story of what Beachbody is all about because you had lost the weight. You know, myself, you know, I was a teacher for 19 years and an assistant principal, and you know, I was always looking for an opportunity because I was living paycheck to paycheck, just like many of you out there that are looking for an opportunity, not a get-rich scheme. It's about you. You know, when I started losing weight, people started saying, "Man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And I would wear a P90X hat or something. It just created a conversation. So, you know, when we've been able to have huge success. Me and my wife were able to retire after 1 year of doing this. I was the first top coach in the company, and my wife and myself, we were the first husband and wife in the Millionaire Club individually. And again, what Beachbody does is it allowed me to live the life that was possible. And one of the great things that I love about Beachbody is, you know what? Every year they bring out their earned income statements, and people can see that people are making real money on here. But just remember, the customers that Beachbody is generating, these are live people who are looking for a solution to get healthy and fit. And they're looking for our product. What a better way to do that, and what a better way to market. And I've been able to grow a successful business, and to be able to share this opportunity with many of you online is just a great opportunity for myself and my team.
You know, I'm going to jump in there for there. I do want to say this, guys. Pete, I appreciate that. One of the biggest things I saw, you know, I was already sold on the product. I was taking the product. I didn't care about the opportunity. I didn't realize the size of the opportunity, but I love the product. I didn't care what it cost. I was going to drink it because it made me feel good. It made me feel healthy. And before my dad passed, he was 89. He loved it because he didn't have to take the handful of vitamins every day, and he really absolutely loved Shakeology. But the thing was, you know, you invited me. It was right after I signed up. You invited me to the summit last year in Las Vegas, and when I saw Carl do his keynote, and he talked about he was the biggest failure. He talked about that keynote. That just put me over the top right there, because I've had great successes, but I've had massive failures. But there's one thing I will never do. I'll never give up. And one thing I love about Beachbody, because I've been in the industry for a long time, I've seen those companies that came and they switched things around. They changed things after so many years. And man, I tell you one thing, I'm so excited to be here, not just for the product, not just for the opportunity, but for the people that run. I mean, I'm so excited. Thank you, Pete. And you and Sue, you're amazing.
Well, hey, I'm going to, here in just a moment, we're going to wrap this up, and I want to ask my partner, John Lavinia, co-host here, to come out in just a moment, too. I do have the slides for this, though, John, but I want to share something here. You know, there is a lot of leaders on this hangout right now. I know that because I've invited a lot of you, and a lot of the people that I'm working with have, and I'm talking major leaders. You've been in this industry a while, and I want you to think about something. You know, the people that are in your charge that you're leading, you know, why didn't Randy or John or Bart choose just any company where I could be making all the great money, right, on the top? Well, I can make the great money month after month and work this business long term, because this is this is a stable company. You know, you look at the record, it's predictable. Is it guaranteed? No, nothing's guaranteed. Read our income disclaimer down below. But here's the point, is I can lay my head down at night as a leader knowing that the people who trust me, right, and the leaders that are watching, I want you to hear this, knowing that the people that trust me, that are in my trust, that they can win. They really can win. They can become emerald, put one on the left, one on the right, and they're emerald, and just right short after start actually producing and seeing some results. And I can let Pete tell you how quick that can, you know, just by a few people. And, you know, if you're in any other business, you know, where, I mean, you're building 20, 40, 50 people before you ever see anything. And my point is that it makes me feel good at night knowing that people can build, that I can help them, and I want those people to know that are working with me directly that they do matter. It's just like that starfish story that I think it was either Carl or Michael or whoever shared that in July. I never heard that story, but it was incredible, man. It was just incredible. So before I wrap this up and show you guys how to get started with us, learn about all the systems that we're using, and we're just going to tell you about the systems that we use, okay? We're going to share with you our strategies. We're going to give you access to our free team site. There's nothing here for that's going to cost you other than the cost to start your business with Beachbody, okay? There's nothing here that we're asking you to spend money with, all right, other than your cost to get started in this business. So before I show you how to do that, I'd like John to come out one last time before I kind of pull that screen up and show everyone.
Yeah, Randy, you know, the accessibility that I talked about before, where someone may have zero experience in marketing, and I know that was me some years ago, well, some decades ago at this point. But we've learned things along that path, and I think the purpose of leadership is to cause the next generation of marketers to be able to achieve the sort of heights that we have in terms of our success and do it even faster, right? That's progress. So that's why we do what we do. So when people get started with this program, they're also going to get access to systems and tools that are not available anywhere else, that they can access immediately or within the next few days as these become available. But this has become a very, we've gotten a lot of press over this. People are very interested in how groups like ours have grown at the rates that they have, and it's because of, as Randy opened up with, it's because of these systems. So those systems aren't just for some superstar. You don't have to be a Randy Schrum or a Pete Pena or a Bart to be able to access these. These are for the most important people in the program. And Randy, you know I've said this for years. The most important person is the brand new marketer, the brand new participant. So if we can get that person up and running and in a position where they can see their future, right? And it's not a stressful future. There's certainty. Because I'll tell you, my friend, certainty sells. So as a businessman, as well as a philosopher, I know that the more certainty we can induce in the new participant and in the onlooker, maybe the person watching right now, maybe you're seeing me say this right now, you're just hoping for something that will finally work, some people that you could actually connect with and who are willing to show you the so-called secrets of success. Well, I can tell you, I have found them through the people that I've worked with through the years, and they're not secrets. Okay, we're more than happy to share them if you're willing to come. If you're coachable and you're willing to take that coaching, we're here for you. And the cost of entry, so to speak, is almost free. Almost free. I mean, it is, again, compared to what I'm accustomed to, it is pennies on the dollar. So, Randy, I don't know if there was anything else you wanted me to cover, or if we should just show people what, if they can click the button below, what they can go and do next.
Yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull up my screen here. And look, I will say this as I pull up my screen. Here's what happens. You get started today. You're going to get access to the training site. You're going to get into our Facebook group. And your most important thing is to get plugged into the training, go through the basic information, and then learn about all the things that we're using and that we would say, look, this might be good for you, or this might help you grow your business. And then you'll learn all about that. So let me show you how to get started, okay? So let me go to my screen. And right now, you're going to see a button up here below this Hangout. And you're going to click on that, and you're going to come to a screen that looks something like this. And you're going to click United States or Canada. That's the only places we're at. Now listen to me very closely. This is a group. This is an organization. We're a team that plays by the rules. If you can't play by the rules and you're outside the United States or Canada, we're serious about playing by the rules, and we need to know that you can play by the rules. Okay, so you're U.S. or Canada. Click Submit. Then you come to the next page. You're going to fill out your information. Your city, your mailing address, and one point of clarification. You'll need to put the correct city name and street address, meaning, if your city name is St. Louis, you wouldn't put st.Louis, you would put SAINT Louis. And so if you don't do that correctly, you'll have a little bit of trouble, and at the bottom there's a signature box. So make sure you put in the proper Social Security number or business EIN number as well. And then the next page you're going to be on is this page here. There's a banner at the top. I'm not showing you that. But the best option for you to get started here is the 140 Club and Shakeology Challenge Pack. It ends up being anywhere from and it depends on shipping, tax, I think, and also where you're at in Canada or the U.S. It could range a little bit, and maybe Pete, you could speak up while I have this on the screen and say what that range could be.
Probably about 153, somewhere in change or something like that.
Okay, so why is this the best option? Well, it's the second one you'll see on this screen. It's the best option because you get to test out the Shakeology triple pack where you can test the chocolate, the strawberry, and the vanilla. Okay, and so this is the best option to get to know the product and to get plugged in. So all you'll need to do now is actually click that button below, and you'll be able to lock in your spot. And you say, well, why lock in my spot? Well, the reason why we call that button lock in your spot, it is a binary. And we have awesome momentum here, okay? And so if you're talking to the person who invited you, they're sharing with you, there's this awesome momentum right now, and that's flat out the case. And so you want to take advantage of this opportunity and get plugged in. So the time to start is now. and I will turn it back over and see if there's any last-minute things that anyone wants to say before we close this off.
Well, I just want to jump out real quick and thank Pete Pena in particular, because he has, in my view anyway, in my perspective, he has sort of carried this torch, and now we're seeing a whole new generation of people not only getting fit, but the opportunity. Just tremendous. So Pete, from me to you, thank you, sir. We're very happy to be here working with you.
Yeah, big shout out to Pete as well, guys, because that's one thing when I met Pete, you know, he cares about people and he loves systems. Hey, that's why I picked up the phone and called Randy and said, "Buddy, you got to meet Pete. I mean, I've never met anybody like this guy, and he really cares about helping people succeed." And I just love that about what we put together. And we put a lot of hard hours and long hours and hard work and everything we've been doing over the last year and a half, hadn't we, Pete?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things I've always, as a school teacher, I've always wanted to have a training mechanism so that people could come in, they can have success, they get their training, basic training, advanced training, and then social media training. And you know what, it's been really good for our team. And I know you know, we have some great things happening, and we look forward to those of you that want to join our team. You know, we're there to help you, and the greatest thing about it is you're joining a great company.
That's it. I will say one last thing that I kind of started off with. If you want to get a paycheck, sell something. But if you really want to change your life, pay attention to trends, and there's no bigger trend right now than what Beachbody is doing in the U.S. and Canada. So thanks, everybody. Have a good night.